guys, welcome back to another episode of the Holiday Listing Challenge. Now, this is the second year in a row that I am doing this. Last year I did it and I did listings of 380 listings in 1 month. That's how many I did. I don't know if I'm going to get that many this holiday season. We'll see. But last year I did this with my mom, Miss White Owl 55, and here she is. She's on here with me. Hello, Mom.
Hello.
So, what we did, if you guys watched any of our videos last holiday season, we just went over some things that were either in our death pile or that we recently bought and we wanted to get it listed. And we just did a brief overview of each item, giving you a little bit of background information, because it's always cool to learn new things. So, we're going to go ahead and start off. And basically, what we're going to do is each of us is going to show 2 items at a time. Now, I don't know how long this is going to go, so I may cut this up into different episodes depending on how long they are. I really don't want to go over 45 minutes because I want to keep it short because I am going to be uploading this as a premiere video. That way you guys can chat with us in the live chat while we're watching this. So, okay. So, Mom, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? I don't know, unless they've watched the previous videos, they know that you've been a reseller since the 1960s. So go ahead and let us know and introduce yourself.
Yeah. I'm Nancy, White Owl 55, and of course, I'm mom. I'm also grandma to 9 grandchildren. So, and I've been reselling. Learned some from my grandmother, who was lived through the Depression. And so before dumpster diving was cool, we were dumpster diving back in the 60s because there were no secondhand stores. Um, and I was a little tiny kid, and she tossed me up over into the dumpster to fetch whatever it was that she saw that looked interesting because she was only 5 foot tall. So, and I'd pass her back out stuff like baby clothes, dishes, and whatever. And that's where I got started. And then there were swap meets at the theaters, which there still are in parts of this country. And we did the swap meets. We'd go in for the last movie of the night. They'd let in the people that were going to be setting up after the movies ended. And then we set up and we either slept or sat up with our goods. And then we went around and shopped with other resellers before they opened to the public. And so things kind of went on and on over years. Did a lot of live auctions for purchasing. My home was furnished in a lot of that stuff that I had bought from the live auction. And then went from live auctions to eBay in 1999. And it's just kind of gone on from there. Now we do the sourcing at thrift stores, yard sales, live auctions, online auctions, wherever we can. So that's my little history on reselling.
Wow, that's pretty good. So basically, I'm a third generation reseller.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. So the thing that I notice now with the younger generation of resellers versus when I was younger and you were younger is that back then, I mean, to learn about all this knowledge, you had to buy the books because we didn't have like internet and stuff like that. We had computers, but it's not like now. I mean, I think it was like AOL and stuff, but it was all information was passed down generation to generation. So you learned all that
Yeah.
stuff. So like when you were going to the auctions, I was going to the auctions because I
Oh yeah,
was,
I drag you guys with me.
yeah, I was learning stuff from all the old timers there. And so that's how I was learning about stuff because they'd show me and they would sit there and explain. And it was kind of weird at first because I'm like, why is this guy telling me about this
They're
stuff?
sharing their knowledge.
Yeah, yeah. And so, but now I think nowadays it's easier, it's more accessible to get information. Now when I go through the thrifting with my kids, they're pulling out their phones and looking it up right there, and you got Google Lens and it just brings up
Yeah.
all the information. So it's completely different versus when I was growing up, when you were growing up, because this is all
Right.
stuff that we had to memorize, and and we may not see an item for a few years, and they're like, oh yeah, and I remember that, and you had to make sure you knew all your knowledge. Like what decade it came out. Was it antique? Was it vintage? Who was the brand? Who was the pattern? But
Right.
now it's so much easier. It's much better. I think it's great because it helps us out to become better resellers. Our knowledge base expands, so it's really cool. So
Mhm.
yeah, Mom, that's a lot of interesting history there, and I feel so grateful for being in a family that really loves history more or less. I mean, even though we're resellers, we love history and we love learning about new things. So, all right. So thank you guys. If you have any questions, let us know in the chat. If you want to learn little bit more about White Owl 55, or if you need help with figuring out something like a pattern or something like that, we can try to help direct you to the correct website. All right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and go first. I'm going to show 2 items, and then my mom's going to show 2 items. She never likes to go first.
It's not my show.
All right. So here we go. All right, Mom. I'm gonna make myself bigger. I can still hear you though if you want to talk, but you're gonna be on the side, kind of in the back way, in the back room there. So here we
Okay.
go. All right, guys. So the first items, so these are items that I found at a thrift store here in Arizona, and I forgot to mention that we are here from Arizona. I am been here all my life. So, and then I think, Mom, you're from New York, right? In
Yes.
California. So, yes, she came here. So, these are cute, and you may have seen these before, but you may not know who makes them. So this is a set of 4. These are little dessert plates, and they're really cute. Here you go. Let me get it up a little bit closer. It looks like it has a transferware of a doily, and it's in purple with silhouettes on there. So you've got a hot air balloon, you've got a cute little bird and a butterfly, and it is a set of 4. And I will tell you who the brand is here in just a second. So here's another one. This one's got the green, the doily. These are cute. Now you can probably use these for Valentine's Day, Easter, or steampunk if you're into steampunk. And then this one's got a ship with a yellow, the lace doily on there. It is a transfer wear. And then here is this one. This one is so cute. I love this one. Look at that. It's a poodle with the girl on there. Now, unfortunately, right here, you can kind of see there's a scratch on the silhouette. I did not see that because it was underneath the sticker. I don't think that's a big deal considering there's not very many of these listed. Now, these are actually made by Anthropologie. That's who they're made by. And there's nothing on the back. So unless you actually have the original box or something, you won't know what brand it is. But they are made by Anthropologie and they are in a set of 4. There is a couple of them already listed, and it looks like they go for the set about $30 to $50. I think there's one listed for a complete set with the original box for 60, but I don't have the original box and I have a scratch, so it will be priced a little bit lower, and that's okay. I'm good with that. And so these are I'm probably going to list them right away because I think I just feel like these are going to be real cute during the holidays, especially with spring coming up too, with the Easter. I think that'll be really, really good. What do you think, Mom?
I think that the price is right, and you're paying for what you're getting because it's Anthropologie. It's a
Yeah.
brand name, and you've got to know your glass. So
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And Anthropologie goes for really good money. That's a really good brand. They sell all kinds of stuff. So
yeah.
they do jewelry, they do clothes, they do housewares, decorations. So yeah, they kind of remind me of like a high-end Pure One. That's what they remind me of. But yeah, so that was my first item. And now my second item is right here. Let me grab it. So I'm having a real hard time with this one because of what it is. And here I'm gonna make myself a little bit bigger so you guys can see better. All right, so here it is. Okay, Kraken Christine, right? Oh, it's adorable. I did get it at Goodwill, and problem is, so I mean, it's not a problem. It's cute. It's in good condition. It is dirty. I gotta clean it, but it's made by Bath and Body Works, and I don't collect Bath and Body Works. This is a soap dispenser, so you recognize the shape. So I don't buy their soaps. So I don't know. I guess I could use it as a toothbrush holder or something, but I would be worried that over time it would wear out and chip on the edges. But he is absolutely adorable. And there are several of these listed online. So I don't know what the demand would be for these, but they're really cute. So I guess if you have an under the sea um, theme going on in your bathroom or even in your kitchen, I guess you could put a sponge in there too. So you could use it for something other than soap. However, I don't do blue. It's not my color either. So that's another reason why I'm not going to keep this. I am going to list him. He's really super cute. He is a ceramic. Again, no chips, no cracks. And I think he will sell really well, but I have a feeling he's probably going to sit for a while because it's a small niche. You know, you got to have people that want that under the sea um, theme. And I was thinking though, this would be really cute if you have those vintage, what is it, ceramic or plasterware mermaids. You remember the little mermaids
Yeah,
from
I
the
still
50s and
remember
60s?
my grandmother used to have those in her bathroom. That's
Yeah.
pretty old. It's pretty old. I remember when I was a kid, they had little sets, and sometimes they'd have a pearl coated paint on part of them, and
Yeah.
yeah, they were
Those
cute,
go for so much money too. I've tried to get some. They're so expensive.
and they're hard to find.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I think this would be really cute for somebody who's looking for an under the sea themed stuff. Like it does still have the original tag, but I think once they get it cleaned and everything, that tag might come off. So we'll see how it works because it is pretty dirty on the inside. But I have a high powered steamer, and I could just stick the tip in there, and that'll come right out real quick. So.
Yeah.
So what you got for us, Mom? What are your two items?
Well, I'm going to do this clothing lot as one item. Okay.
Oh,
So
okay. Oh, that's
that,
not 1, 2? So you're just gonna do it back to back?
yeah, back to
Okay,
back.
that's fine.
Well, and you can count it as two then, but if you want. But I've got several items that I'm going to do back to back because they either go together or they're the same type of thing.
Right.
So over
No
here
problem.
on my right, your left, um, is an actual motorcycle vest, and this one actually belonged to a biker.
Wow.
And when I researched the vests, I found out that people were buying vests new with stuff already on them, tons of patches that they did not earn.
Like reproductions?
Reproductions,
Oh
yes,
gosh.
or generalized things to show that you were a biker or something.
Yeah, but
This
those are like groups, right? I mean,
yeah,
you have
this
to
one's
earn
an
that.
actual group, and this is out of Surprise, Arizona.
Oh. Oh yeah, no, I believe that.
Yeah,
Touring and
and
riding.
this one was a vet. Let me fold this in half so I can
Wow,
show
that
you
is
the stuff
so
on the bottom.
great. Those patches are huge. That's all embroidered, right?
Yep,
Wow.
these are all embroidered patches.
That's amazing.
And then these are also what he earned, his runs, his positions, the fact he's a vet, which is over here.
So he's in a
And
chapter. Okay, so it's
yeah, he
surprise
belongs to a
chapter.
surprise chapter.
Yeah, wow.
And there are a lot of biker groups here in Arizona, and they're not the dirty, nasty bikers. They're just bikers that like to get out and they ride on the weekends.
Yeah, it's not like the old Hells Angels back in the 70s.
Oh, yeah. My cousin
I'm sure
belonged to
they're
the
all
Hells
still
Angels.
bikers, but yeah.
Yeah, my cousin belonged to the Hells Angels. I don't
Yeah, I
even
remember. I
know
remember.
what she would have done, but she finally
Another
got the legal
conversation,
out.
another story.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, this is oh, and it's laced up. This material is totally breathable for Arizona, and it
And
is
now is
lined.
that leather?
It is leather, and it's perforated. They ran it through a machine and perforated it,
Wow, with the
so
grommets? That's fantastic.
it's all breathable
Oh, wow.
when you sweat. Now, I've seen the ones that are not breathable. Oh my God. Yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine. And these are laced up on the side, so they're adjustable to size. And I've got a friend that she and her husband belong to a biker group, and I went on a couple of trips with them. Very
Yeah.
nice people. Very nice people.
Yeah. So, how much do those run for?
Um, if you're doing a cheap reproduction, probably about $50 to $60. This is
Yeah.
not. This is an actual, and I mark it at about $100. Right now, it's on sale. I'm running a
Mhm.
Christmas sale on my website of 25% off. So anything that I show today that is already listed, and this item is
Mhm.
already at a sales price.
Now, I know some people will be like, "Well, God, that's probably gonna sit because that you're looking for somebody in surprise," but
No,
technically, you can take those patches off,
yes,
and, if you're actually part of that chapter, you can either keep them all on there and take some of the ones you haven't earned off of there and sell them or whatever you wanna do, or if you just want the vest, you can take all the stuff off. You can switch out all the patches, so there's a lot you could do with that piece.
and some people will just buy it because they think it's cool.
What size is that?
It's adjustable. It's a large,
It's a large?
but it's
Yeah,
adjustable.
yeah, and if you guys are new to Arizona, we have a lot of bikers here, because of the weather. We have such great weather for that. What they do is they will ride up to the Grand Canyon, up Flagstaff, Sedona. You'll see them. You'll see them all out there, tons of them. They're so great to look at, and if you stop, they'll actually talk to you and teach you about their bikes and all kinds of stuff. They're some of the
Oh, they
friendliest
love their
people.
bikes.
Yeah, they're some of
Harley,
the friendliest
totally.
people I've never met.
Yeah.
And they do like the Toys for Tots, they're in parades, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, that's really great, Mom. So what's your other one?
So this is for the cat lovers. This is a lightweight jacket,
Uh-oh. Oh, that's cute.
and let me get a side here so I can show you what it looks like. Cats. This is for the
Oh,
cat
that's
lover.
cute.
These are all amplaked on, and here's the back.
That looks like 1980s or 1990s.
I don't know, but this has got the lightweight jacket sleeves and
Yeah.
collar. And this one is from Silkscapes, and it says a small, but that is not a small. I
What
tell
is
you,
it? You think a medium?
it came from the same lot as the other ones that
But
I'm
it
going to
might be
show.
a small men's, maybe?
No, this is woman's.
Oh, it
This
is
is
a
woman's.
women's?
I bought a whole lot of their stuff.
Okay.
And this other,
Wow,
the
that's fabulous.
yeah, I love it. It's the colors. It was like dyed and then sewed on, and then
Wow,
quilted.
and I like they match the buttons too.
Oh yes, the buttons.
It's almost like a
It,
members only jacket.
it comes. Where is it? Gotta find it. There it is. Comes with an extra button,
That's
and
a good one then. Wow.
it has huge pockets.
Mhm.
Definitely a woman's jacket. Huge
Oh, yeah.
pocket.
We gotta put all our snot rags in there.
Wallet and everything else in there. You don't even need a purse.
Oh, yeah.
Um, the next one is from Indigo Moon. They're based out in New York, and it's embroidered. It's all
Ooh,
embroidered. Now,
nice.
this one is actually a shirt. I have several Indigo Moons. This one is a shirt, and I have some that are Kafgans. This is the back. It's all embroidered.
Now, is that silk? It almost looks like silk,
Looks like some of the thread is silk, yes.
but not the material itself? Or is
I'm
that
not
like a
sure.
cotton blend?
It's a cotton and flax,
So, okay.
and yeah, Indigo
So
Moon.
all natural
It's got a
material.
nice lightweight lining in it.
Yeah.
This one does not have pockets. Yeah, no, this one doesn't
Those
have.
buttons, can you bring the buttons closer so we can see the buttons?
Oh
Are
yeah,
those metal or are those like a coconut or something?
they're like a plastic.
Oh, they're plastic resin.
Yeah,
Nice. Wow. Those are really great. I love the detail on that.
yeah. When I looked up Indigo Moon, I did not see any duplicates of anything. So I'm kind of wondering if they were a private designer.
Yeah.
As everything that's listed out there, there's no copies.
All right. Go ahead and
So
show your next one there, Mom, because that way you can get all your clothes in one shot. Oh, that's
this
wow.
is a jacket. It is also Indigo Moon.
Oh,
It's all embroidered. It's a
that's Paisleys. Oh, that's beautiful.
lightweight jacket. And this
Oh,
one
I
does
love the
have pockets.
buttons.
Not as huge as the pockets in the other one, but you can see the embroidery,
Hmm.
all embroidered,
Wow.
and it's a long one. So
That reminds me of the Asian kimono jackets.
yeah,
That's what it reminds me of. Wow.
and that's the back.
I know. Okay, so a lot of you guys don't know this, but my mom used to be in kung fu big time with my dad. My dad was a kung fu instructor, and they used to wear jackets like that. You guys, I remember you guys when you'd go to your shows and your competitions, you all had matching ones, but you had dragons on yours
Yeah,
out in the back. But
this
these
one
are
goes down.
great.
This goes down below the knees.
Wow,
So
that is a nice one.
spread these out a little bit
How
here.
much do you think you're gonna get for those?
Um, let's see. Indigo Moon for the shirt, which is this one. Um, I'll probably do that one at about 30.
Okay.
It's nice and lightweight. This cat one, about $35-$40.
Oh, wow, that's a good price for
That
that
is a
one.
good
Yeah.
price. And the jacket about the same, about 40.
Okay. And that's a long jacket. Now, is
Yeah,
that heavy jacket? Is that wool? Because it looks
it's a
like wool.
lightweight jacket. It's
Okay.
not wool.
Cotton blend.
Yeah, it's cotton blend and with embroidery.
And what size was that one?
This is a 1X and this one's a 1X. That's why I think that the cat is probably larger than it's marked.
Okay. Wow, those are fabulous. And do you take best offers, Mom?
I send out watcher offers. I run sales,
Mm.
so
Hmm.
whoever's going to get it is going to get a deal.
Yeah. Yeah. No, those are great, Mom. Those are fabulous.
And
I
that's
love
just
that.
part of what I have. I bought a whole bunch of stuff. This is from an estate sale.
Yeah. Wow. I stopped doing clothes. You know me, I used to do clothes, but it just takes up a lot of room. But I know you do pretty well with clothes and jackets and
All
stuff.
the clothes I did in last year's video, I sold.
Yeah. I think almost everything in the previous videos, we sold everything.
Yeah.
I did end up keeping the train set because the kids love the Christmas story. And we ended up putting it around our tree, and we'll probably do the same thing again this year. So that I think that was the only thing I ended up keeping, but everything else I believe I sold. Oh, except for the forest troll. I can't let go of that one. I love those weird dolls. God, I have this thing about weird dolls, and the buck tooth and everything. And if you guys did not see that video, I will try and put the link there up at the top, and that way when you're done, you can go ahead and watch it. But that was a really funny video. Go ahead and check that one out. So, all right. So let me grab my items. All right, so I saw this one on the shelf at the thrift store and I knew it was something. I didn't know what it was, but it was fabulous. And I went ahead and snapped it up. I didn't care. It was really great. And it definitely, here it is. It's more like a Art Deco style. Isn't that fabulous? And this ball right here, it's like a huge magnifying glass. It is so cool. I love it. And I have this love for clear glass. I have clear glass, lead crystal glass all over my house. So this caught my eye. I mean, look at this thing. Isn't that fabulous? So I did a Google Lens search, and the ones that it was showing up, they were exactly the same, except for they didn't have this etched pattern on the bottom here. I didn't know what that was, but I went ahead and snapped it up, bought it, got home, did some research, and I found out that the pattern is called, let me bring up my overlay here. It is called Meadow Rose. Now, those pictures are from replacements.com. It does have the date there of when that pattern was out, when it began. Now, after researching, this is, I think, 1940s, and it was designed by George Saker. And it is Fostoria. So isn't that fabulous? Oh my gosh. I love this thing. Now there is a little bit of a caveat because under here there is, you won't be able to see it because it's clear. There's a little bit of chipping, but when you sit it down, you can't see it. I will disclose that. I'll make sure to disclose that, of course. And but these go for quite a bit with this pattern on the bottom. If there's no pattern on the bottom, then they're definitely a little bit more inexpensive and affordable. Now these actually come with, I think the previous owner put these in here because they would have been dry rot, I believe. These are just the little rubber, I don't know, grommets that you put in here to keep your candle from falling over. But isn't that great? Now this one is, the pattern is called, I think it's Flame, Burning Flame. It does look like a flame. Definitely Art Deco style to me. I love it. Definitely 1940s. What do you think, Mom?
Well, I know you were excited because I was with you when
Yes, you were.
give me the phone. Mine hasn't got any Wi-Fi. I need to look this up.
I know. Yeah. I used my minutes. I forgot to turn my Wi-Fi back on when I was at McDonald's because you know how your phone tries to sync up with McDonald's Wi-Fi? I turned it off so I could use my coupon and I forgot to turn it back on. So I was out of minutes. So I was like, Mom, let me use your phone so I can check it out. But yeah, this thing is gorgeous. I wish there were two.
Yes, that was what you were telling me. Look around, see if you can find another one.
Yeah. So you could get them like this, or there were the single. It was the single candle holder, and I couldn't find those either. So it was just this one. But I love this thing right here, the flame and the ball, the crystal ball in the middle. That is so great. But yeah, I'm gonna get this one listed. I'm having a hard time because, like I said, I collect the clear glass, but Paul was like, no. He was like, no, you don't need another one. Put it up for sale. So yeah, I mean, I have a lot of stuff that I do catch and release, but I can't keep everything. And you saw I'm transitioning out my china cabinet. I'm trying to get rid of stuff and put new stuff in there. So yeah, so this is going to get listed online, hopefully either this week or next week. And I forgot to say, what is our goal for each week? Because I think we did. I think we did a daily last year. But,
Yeah,
with our schedules, it's
life changes.
very, yeah, we can't do it like that. I know I definitely can't. Now that my kids are older, they got all these extracurricular activities going on.
Yeah.
But I think we discussed, what was it, 20 to 30 a week?
Mine was more like 18 to 20, but you can
18
go
to
20
20.
to 30 if you want.
Well, I don't know if I can. If I do a whole day, 1 or 2 days to devote to it, I might be able to do that. But I don't know. Realistically, I have shows through next week, and then I'm taking 2 weeks off because I got all the kids going to be home. We're going to do all kinds of family stuff. I might be listing during that time, so I may list this week, but not a whole lot. So I think by the end of the month, I'll hit that. I'll hit that goal, whatever 20 to 30 times 4 weeks of
Yeah.
December. Because technically we're starting today. So this is the first week of December. So that's when we're starting here.
Right.
All right. So my next, what?
I've got shipping to do today too.
Oh, I know. I got shipping to do today too. Oh my gosh. I got shipping and invoicing. I got all kinds of stuff. But getting back to our items. Okay. So that was my first item. Now my second item, now I'm going to make myself bigger here again. Okay. So this item, it is made by Atlantic Mold, and this is a catalog. And I get a lot of questions. People are asking me, hey, I have this item. What do you think? I kind of try to redirect them to the Facebook groups. But I noticed in the Facebook groups too they're really limited on what is available. You know, they can't really tell what brand it is because a lot of times when you do ceramics, and I'm talking about DIY hobbyist pieces, uh, depending on how many layers and how thick their paint is, it covers up the name. So you can't tell, right? You just can't tell what the brand is. So eventually here in the next, actually this later this week, I am going to start creating videos of all the items from my different catalogs because I have a large collection of catalogs from these different mold companies, these ceramic companies. These were not available for the public. These were catalogs for ceramic store owners, and they would look in these and see, okay, what mold do I want to purchase? And they would order the molds, and then they would create their own um, ceramic pieces with the slip. So now the piece I'm going to show you is actually a rare piece because of what it is and what holiday it's for. Uh, so I think, I don't know, it might be listed kind of high because of the rarity. I could not find any on Worth Point. I tried looking and I just could not find it. Now this catalog is from the 90s, but everything in this catalog, depending on the popularity, some of these molds have been around since the 60s. So that's it's been around a long time. So this one is by Atlantic Mold, and I want to show you first. Here is the picture. There it is. There she is with the candles. She is a Kwanzaa, and let me get a bigger picture here for you guys. She is a Kwanzaa candle holder, and she's absolutely fabulous. I love her, and she is pretty rare. And here she is right here. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous?
She
That is
is
gorgeous.
gorgeous.
Now, these can come, it depends on the store owner. They will either paint some of the parts on these pieces gold. And then in this case, they did the gold and then they did the black and then they fired it in the kiln. And so this is what she looks like. And basically somebody would come in, they'd purchase this piece and then they would paint the face. That's all they had to do is paint the face. Now she's got these gorgeous earrings, this gorgeous necklace, and somebody did a fabulous job detailing her face. Now the really cool thing about this is, and they don't show it in the picture, is she's double-sided. So you actually have a different lady on the back. Isn't that great?
You didn't show me the other side. She's fantastic on just one side, and you
Yeah,
didn't tell me.
look at that. She's great and she's huge. She is huge and she is a heavy piece. Now the person didn't sign the bottom. They didn't sign the bottom. So she's completely ceramic. And oh god. Now she does have a little bit of a caveat. She does have some chipping right there. You can see where the gold chipped away. Let's see. I think it was only on a couple of them. Yeah, just that one and then one right here. There's a little chipping. Now I can take the time to find some paint to match it, some acrylic paint, and do that. Or I can list it and just disclose, you know, hey, there's some chipping here, and they can touch it up themselves if they want to, or they may not care. Because usually, you know, you have these displayed, I think, on a table or something, and then you have all the candles in there. Once you get the candles in there and everything, you probably won't notice it very well because it is on the top part. So I don't know if I'm gonna, because I'm gonna have to find the right color paint for one. And if you've ever bought acrylic paint, there's several shades of gold, and you want to try to match it up as best as possible, especially when it dries. It's different. So I don't know if I'm gonna touch this up. I may just list it as is, but she is gorgeous, and I want to try and get this one listed as soon as possible because it is that time of year for Kwanzaa, and I just hope that she goes to a really good home. And if you guys research Kwanzaa candle holders, just the plain wood ones, they go for a lot. I was very shocked at that. So, but I think she's a rare piece just because I don't think there was a huge demand for it back in the 80s and 90s. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't care if she's chipped or not. She is so fantastic looking.
Yeah, I think she's great.
I
She's
think
so
that I would
beautiful.
let the person touch it up themselves. I mean, you don't want to screw it up and just
Yeah, that's the thing too. What if I accidentally drip gold on the face or something like that? It's like,
yeah.
I don't know if
And
I'd want to do
it was
that.
probably just from the candles that the person was using anyway.
Yeah, that's what I have a feeling of is, when the wax dries and they went and pulled it out, it pulled off some of the paint.
Yeah.
I think that's what ended up happening. And it's not like deep chips either. It's definitely just the paint that chipped
Yeah.
off. So, yeah, I might do that. I might just disclose it and say, hey, here it is. Here's a couple of close up photos. Realize that they are zoomed in, so they're going to look bigger than they really are. They're actually pretty small. But yeah, she's fabulous. Oh my gosh. I can't
Yeah.
wait to list this one. I hope she goes to a good home.
Okay, my turn. Um, I have three little items. One of them I've listed already, and I was out shopping with my son. He's a thrift store addict himself,
Was
and
it John or Dawn this time?
Jonathan. I don't
Jonathan?
I don't see Donovan going into thrift stores anymore. I think
Okay. Okay.
for that. But Jonathan, he's always out there looking for the holy grail of electronics. But I went out with him, and I saw these guys were still on a cart. They weren't even on the shelf yet.
Oh my god. I
And
remember you told me about that. I didn't realize you bought it from a thrift store. I thought it was from an auction.
no, these are from a thrift store. I went over and I grabbed them and I looked them up afterwards, like because I took one look at them and I said, these guys are got to be worth something, and they are. And there's his face.
That looks like that one actor. Oh my gosh. I can't remember now. He was a wrestler previously. I can't
Uh-huh.
remember the name. Huh?
Arnold.
No, not
Well,
Arnold. Not The
Arnold.
Rock. It's the other guy. Who's the other guy? It'll come to me. I'll have to look it up. Cool. But go ahead and keep going.
This is the workout maniac. So, and
Oh
look at
my
the
god.
backside. He's so ripped up there,
It's
and he's
almost like something out of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
yeah, it's almost something like that. But these are very popular. If I had the box and papers, they would go for several $100s, but I don't.
Wow.
Um, I just have them as they are. This one is actually, I have a trio of them, and this one is actually worth more than the weightlifters.
Really? I
Yeah,
wonder why.
probably because of the subject matter. And look at this guy's face.
Reach the top. Wow.
Look at
Oh,
his
his
face.
face. Oh, wow.
He
That's
had to
great.
he had to catch the mountain lion by the tail to get up there to reach that top.
Yeah.
So, and he's ready to hit it too.
So
If it
what's the
dared.
bottom look like?
This one it has a green felt, but the sticker kind of took the
Oh,
model
maybe
number off of
do
it.
you
But
have a
these
heat
are
gun?
easy. Huh?
Do you have a heat gun?
Yes, I do, and I will probably remove the rest of it. But this is the back side, and it even has dirt painted in.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, who's the brand?
Um, hold on. I think I have that written down. Let me check my notes real quick. Workout Maniac collectible. I would have to go online to look that up. Um,
Mm.
but it's a specific brand, and they only make high end stuff. And these are considered high end. They are they are heavy too.
Oh, wow. Is that the other? That's the one you have listed, right?
No, the first one was the one I have listed.
Oh,
This I'm
gotcha.
going to list this one. This is the Max Squat.
Oh, gosh. Look at the detail on his face.
Yeah.
Like you could see his tongue hanging out.
Oh yeah.
Wow. And all the veins on the muscles.
Yep. 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 He is very detailed. They're hand
Very
painted.
detailed.
Got a little butt. And each one of these plates is supposed to be 100 pounds. So
Oh,
what is
I didn't
he
even think about
squatting?
that. I thought it
He's
meant 100 pounds total.
1,200 pounds
Wow.
as a
That's
max.
really good.
Yeah. So Yeah, that's my first.
All right. What else you got there?
What else do I have? Do I want to get up, stand up and get? No, I'll get something that's just down here. This, you turned it down.
I did. I turned it down. Yep, I know. I knew you were going to grab it too.
Yep. And it's not a crack, it's a seam. You thought it was cracked. And let's see. This is actually, it's called it's an origami piece. It looks like an origami piece. It's titled Origami Owl Jewelry Store Display. So it's a store display.
Yeah, I knew what it was when I saw it, but I left it. Well, because my cart was already full, and it was like, okay, what do I really want to buy, and what can I just set aside? So it is Origami Owl. It is a jewelry company.
It is on the bottom on the felt. It does have one little stain on the felt on the other side, and that's the only problem with it.
Yeah, that's so great. Yeah, it is a store display, and if you guys are familiar with the jewelry brand Origami Owl, that is it's kind of like a little mascot figure, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and I think it only comes in white.
Right.
Yeah, that's really great.
So that's my second.
Okay, wow. Those are some really great pieces, Mom. Those little bodybuilders were cute. They're funny.
Oh, yeah. And they're
really funny. Those are really neat. And the Origami Owl, that'll go to, even if they don't collect Origami Owl, if they just collect owls in general.
Owls, yeah.
Yeah, that's a really nice piece. I like that one. Like I said, I didn't pick it up, but oh well. I'm glad you got it. Huh?
Right up at the register. You walked off.
I did.
You're putting that back. And I'm in the middle of paying for my stuff. And I said, wait a minute.
You did. Well, because I do that. You know how I do? I just fill up my cart and I'm checking everything over there while I'm at checkout. Because, the lines are long at our thrift stores. So it takes a while. And then people got returns and things. So I had plenty of time to go through, okay, what do I have in my cart? And I have a budget when I go into these places. So, I try to keep anywhere from $50 to $100 depending on how much spending money I have. And it just happened to be that day I had a lower budget, so I had to put some stuff back. And but I'm glad you grabbed it. So yeah, I know you'll make sure it'll go to a good home.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So this next piece up, if you guys watched my past videos, I'll have to find it again. It was a haul video, and I think I did it a live haul video. It was a cookie mold. And let me get it here. Here we go. This is the one that I had, and I sold it in October, October 24th. I just sold it a couple months ago, and it's called a Springerle or Springerly. That's the American pronunciation for it. It is a German name, and I don't know German, so I'm not going to be able to do it. So I'm just going to do the American version of the word Springerle. Now, this is St. Nicholas, and I'm going to show you guys because I got another one, but I want to kind of show you guys a little bit brief history on this stuff. So this looks like a pope or a bishop. It's not. It's actually St. Nicholas, and this is vintage. These are normally vintage to antique, and they're all hand carved. They're beautiful. They're usually made out of a certain type of wood, usually like apple or cherry wood. Elm, I think it's elm, or pear wood. One of those kinds. It can't be real porous because you got to use it for baking. And what they do is they roll out the dough on there. Of course, they would put flour all over it. That way the dough doesn't stick in there, and then they would press it on there, and then that would give the design of the cookie. Now, this is a St. Nicholas one. The St. Nicholas ones are usually more in demand, so they go for a bit more. This one was only 11 inches high. I did sell it for full price. They didn't even submit for the best offer because I think I did have best offer on it, and it sold. It did sit for a couple months, but now is the time when people start buying those things too. So I usually hang on to them, and then I list them.
How big was that one?
11 inches. That was 11 inches.
Oh, that was a small one.
Yeah. So these are really great. Now, I know I know a lot of people, when they do find these, they have the urge to oil it. You have to be very careful. You cannot use like Old English. You can't use furniture
Oh,
oil. Yeah, because you have
oh,
to use it for food.
yeah, that's
Um,
gross.
yeah. So when you get it, a lot of times they're dried out. I actually have one. Where'd it go? Let me see here. Here it is. So I have one right here. I have another one. And you can see the flour on there. Now this one's really dried out. I need to put the oil on there. So don't use lard, don't use butter, don't use vegetable oil because it gets rancid. And you don't want that because you can actually cause food poisoning for somebody if they buy it from you. You want to use like mineral oil or cutting board oil. Cutting board oil is probably the best one because that's food safe oil. And that's what you use. Please don't use furniture polish on
Oh
these
my God.
things. Yeah, don't do that. You can actually make somebody sick from doing that. But yeah, so that was the one that I sold back in October. And there's different kinds. Now this one here is a Dutch one. You can tell because of or Netherlands. You can tell because it has a windmill on there. Has a windmill. There's a crow. That is a ship. That's a sailboat. We'd have to look really carefully. It's hard to tell because there's a lot of flour stuck in there. And then there's a little guy right there, a villager or a baker. I'm not really sure on that one. But I am going to clean this. I'll just use my steamer and then oil it. But this is not what I was going to show you. This is just an example. It's not what I was going to show you. So what I was going to show you is, and I want to give you a little bit more information. These things come in all kinds of different sizes. They come into the real small ones to the real big, huge ones. Um, and here's another example of one. I just want to, because you know me, I love history. I got to tell you guys about this because if you're a reseller, you're probably going to be, these are Bolo items. These are Bolo items. Be on the lookout for these. Now, this one is an antique one because, like I said, these are usually hand carved. They're vintage to antique. Now, this one sold for $200. They were a pair. And the really interesting piece on this one is it was double-sided. So here on the left photo there, you see the little villagers, and on the right, you turn it over and it's all the little animals and the birds. And so these were great. Now this one is approximately, I believe the bigger one was 30 inches. That's how big it is, but the cookies were small. And it sold for $200. So I'm trying to give a little bit of background because the one I'm going to show you guys, you're seeing the prices, right? So that was 30 inches by probably, I think it was like 5, 6 inches wide. It's not that wide. So I wanted to show you this. I got this one at a local auction house, and I've been selling these for a little while now. So whenever I see them, they stand out to me. Now here is this one, and
Oh,
I've never.
before you turn this over,
Yes.
I was bidding in the same auction. I saw that piece and I looked at the size on it. And I'm not
Yeah.
going to say the sizes. I looked at the size on it and I went, oh my God, who is going to buy that? Not me. It's too big.
You know me though. I sell cookie cutters. If you guys, I've done videos on cookie cutters. That's one of my things that I love doing because I like making cookies, and I'm always been drawn to cookie cutters and cookie molds. So this one, I got this one, and the previous owner hung it up for a display, but you can actually use it. So here it is, guys. And this thing is extremely heavy. Now it is all decorated hand carved on the sides, but there it is right there. This is a Springerlay cookie mold. Isn't that fabulous? Now he's a little hard to see because he's so big and he's really freaking heavy. I tried lifting him earlier and I think I hurt my arm because he's extremely heavy. Now he is, I do believe, an antique. I can just kind of tell from the wood that's been used, and he has been oiled and everything like that from the previous owner. He does have a little bit of dust here on the sides, but I'm going to put an overlay up to kind of show you. These are similar ones that were listed or sold online right now. Here he is right there. So he is actually a king, and you can tell he's the king because of the crown at the top. So it looks like little bling bling jewels there at the top, then the one on the left where the blue arrow is pointing. So he's a king, and he's always accompanied by a little dog, a little hound dog there. And those are two different ones. Now, the one on the left is about 17 inches, and the one on the right, I believe that one is over 20 inches. I think that one was almost 30 inches. So he's about half the size of mine, but he's not nearly as wide as the one that I have. And you can see the price down there. Yep, that's right, $200 just for that one. Now, let me go ahead and take that off of the overlay. So these are definitely BOLO items that keep an eye out for these, but you have to be willing to pack them. They are heavy because the wood that they are made from is a heavy wood. It has to be. Now, this one here, he is a king, and I'm going to try to lift him up. He is over 50 inches high, and they are all completely hand carved. I got a fantastic deal on this one. He is enormous, and you can actually see the dog. He's right here. There's his head, and I can't lift it all the way up. Well, wait a minute. Let me see if I can rest it on my desk here. Oh, I'm shaking because it's heavy. All right, so there he is. There's his head. So there's his dog. So this is a king, and so the smaller ones, you saw the prices on those. You could probably imagine what this one's probably going to go for. I don't know. I've never ever seen one this big before. Obviously, you're not going to be able to put this in a conventional oven. It probably would have been made for probably a bakery or something.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Have to be a bakery.
Yeah, it would have to have been a bakery. But he is fantastic. I would not be surprised. A collector will probably get this one, or a museum. I've had museums purchase stuff from me before in the past because of the rarity of them. Let me put him back there. There he is. So he's going to be probably over $1,000. That's probably what he's going to be listed as. And obviously, because of the size, the rarity, and he's definitely probably very old vintage or antique. They are all hand carved. You can see his crown right there and the little bling bling on his jewels. And he is in fantastic condition. Whoever owned him previously made sure that he was oiled, probably on a regular basis. He feels great. I love it. And this type of wood, I've noticed with these cookie molds, doesn't splinter. I think it's just because of the type of wood it is. Because it has to be a certain type of wood if you're going to put food on there, right? I mean, that just makes sense.
Yeah.
So
you would have to, because you'd be multiple using it, and you want that cookie to come off in one piece.
yeah. And did I make myself bigger when I showed that? Oh gosh, no, I did not. So here he is. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so here he is. I'm going to show him again. We got stuff here on the floor. So it's mirror image here. All right, so there he is. There's his face. I mean, look at that. It's about it. His face and his crown are as big as mine. He has a beard here too. It's all like carved in. It's very small, very faint, so it'll give a small detail on there. But then you can see here on the top of the crown, and then where the jewels kind of bling bling, they make it look like that. He is absolutely fabulous. And let me get him a little bit taller here, a little bit higher. But look at the detail of that. That is one big ass freaking cookie. I'm sorry, I said it. Big ass freaking cookie.
Yeah, that'd have to be for a celebration of some sort.
It's gotta be. I mean, geez. And here he is. Let me see. There's his dog. So then you can see the head of his dog, and there's like part of his body right there, because there's his legs. And you can see his garter. He's wearing garters on there. Oh, this is so fabulous. I love it. I'm having a hard time because I love these cookie molds, these Springerle cookie molds, but oh my god. Okay, he's like really freaking heavy. I can't remember what he weighed. He weighed a lot because I did weigh him. I actually had to get him on my bathroom scale because the regular shipping scale could not record it. It was so heavy. All right, there he is right there. And I don't know how I'm gonna when I post the picture, because I want people to get an idea of the actual size of it, what I might do is have my daughter stand next to him and then blur out her face just to give potential buyers an idea of, okay, this is a big old honkin' Springerle cookie mold. But I'm very excited about that one. All right, that took a long time to go over, but I really just wanted to make sure that I gave you guys enough background on the Springerle, especially if you're watching this. If you're a reseller, you're definitely going to be on the lookout for those things if you can. There's not a whole lot of them out there. Like I said, they're very old, vintage to antique. Usually when I find them, I only get them at estate sales or local auction houses. I mean, that's how hard they are to find. So, but since I took so long on that, Mom, you want to go ahead and show one more item and then we'll wrap it up and we'll do part 2.
Okay, since you did your heavy item, and I didn't buy that item because I thought, oh man, that's huge.
Yeah, well, like I said,
well,
people have a hard time because of the shipping on those things.
yeah,
That shipping's gonna be over $100 because of
yeah,
the weight and the size. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I bought something else in that same auction, and when I came over by your house after I picked mine up, I showed them to you, and they are huge. I was thinking, oh yeah, it'd be a little thing like that. No, hang on.
Yeah, that's the one thing about living near your mother, who is also a reseller, because you don't realize it, but you're bidding against each other in the same auctions all the time. Oh, wow.
This is a light.
Okay.
It belongs on a post out in front of your house.
Oh, really? It's not a
This,
swag? It's not a swag lamp?
no, it's not a slag, and it's not a hanger one.
Oh, wow.
So this does have another one with it that is a hanger, a little bit smaller, and I had to bid on them separately. This is all handmade metal.
That's wrought iron, Mom. That's
Iron.
wrought iron. Yeah.
And then when they finished it, as you can see a little bit hanging out on the side. And okay.
Now that's all glass, right?
This is glass, but you get the frame going, and then they blew the glass hand blown up into the metal so that it sticks out.
Oh gosh.
And so you can see with the way the light's shining that it sticks out. So I got a smoking deal on these. And
yeah, we have the overlay. Let me put the overlay up here, Mom, so you can go ahead and talk about it here. Which one is that one?
This one with the little design in it.
Here we go. Look at that. That's very gothic.
Yeah.
Love it.
And
that is fabulous.
This is the one that goes on the post, and then the other one is just a couple inches smaller.
Now, hang on a second. Before you move on the other one, like the design here, those are like the old crosses.
Yeah, the same design as this one. I have 3 of these.
Oh, really? Okay.
I only sent you 2 pictures.
That's like the Crusade cross.
Yeah. And the smaller one you can hang up. This one would be on a post out front, and then you can hang the other one off your building.
Okay, so I'm going to show the screenshot of the other one, the overlay for the other one too, because you said you got 3 of them, right?
Yeah. Well, the overshot for the other one is the other big one I have to go pick up.
All right, so here's the other one. These look heavy. I mean, wrought iron is heavy.
Yes, that's what I was saying. I was complaining about your cookie thing being heavy, and I went and bid on these thinking they were much smaller. Okay.
Now that's got some crackle glass on there. Oh, that's fabulous. I love glass.
It's done that way on purpose.
Yeah. Oh, it is fabulous. So there's the other one.
Handmade wrought iron. I'll hold it up and hold it back. It is heavy. Handmade wrought iron, and then hand blown glass that they did crackle glass.
It looks like something out of Tim Burton. I mean, like the Addams Family.
Yeah.
That is so great.
These are antique. They're not vintage. They are antique.
Antique. Yeah, those are antique, handmade antique. I saw that and I wanted to bid on it, but I was already bidding on some other stuff. And you ended up getting them.
Change numbers as to what we're bidding on. Sometimes we don't.
Yeah, sometimes we don't, we overlap and we accidentally bid against each other and don't realize it because you're just a number in those auctions. You're just a number. You don't actually see who the person is. Man,
Yeah.
those are great, Mom.
So
Oh,
shipping is
those
going to
are
be horrendous, but I will make money on them.
yeah. How much were you thinking that you're gonna get for those?
Uh,
Handmade wrought iron. It's
handmade,
antique,
a few hundred.
hand blown glass. And if you guys are interested, I did mention Fostoria earlier, and if I remember, I will try and put a link up there at the top of an actual 1946 Fostoria workers, and they're showing you how they actually make molded glass and hand blown glass. So it's actual footage from 1946. So I will go ahead and put a link up there and that side over there, and you guys can watch that video at your own leisure.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you think, Mom, on that one? The price.
A price, I'd say, because these are huge, these are not the little ones. Even the one that I have, that's a little one, is still pretty big size.
Yeah.
And I'd say at least a couple hundred for each of them.
Yeah.
Or more. We're
At
start high,
least. At
and
least.
you know, when I run a sale, somebody will get a bargain. So
Yeah. No, do you think those were from gas or electric?
it can be wired. They'd have to put their own wiring
Yeah,
into
they would
it.
have to put it. I'm just wondering if it was gas or electric
I don't
originally.
think it would be gas because it would heat up the glass a little too much once the metal
Maybe.
got hot.
I don't know, but you get an LED flicker light in there, that'll bounce off of all those crackle glass.
Oh
It's
yeah,
gonna
that'd
look
be great.
fabulous.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I only got one crackle glass, so and that is one that has to be mounted on a post.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd be able to do a swag lamp with those because of the weight. I
Yeah.
mean, if you did it, you'd have to do that
No,
one.
the bottom is made exactly for a post.
Okay. Yeah, but you can insert a light bulb or something up in
Oh
there.
yeah, you can put that up and do your wiring and
Whatever it
everything.
is, it would be a lot of work.
Well, for somebody that knows what they're doing and doesn't mind.
Yeah, and let me take a look at these again. Man, these are fabulous. Look at these things. I love that one. It's so gothic looking in there.
Yeah,
Oh,
those
that's
are the
beautiful.
actual pictures from the auction. Yeah.
Yeah, those are fabulous. I love it. Absolutely
That
love
lid
those.
doesn't belong with that lamp. It belongs with the other one that matches.
Oh, I was wondering why it was there, but there is a little bit of rust, but that's easy fix for wrought iron. That's an
Yeah,
easy fix.
vinegar and a little bit of a toothbrush scrub.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll come right off, but yeah. All right, so I think we're gonna go ahead and stop it here, and I think we'll just do a part 2 for this week. But let us know, guys, what you thought. If you're in the live chat, what'd you think? Did you like which items did you like? That's one thing that my mom and I do. We do not shy away from the big stuff because the big stuff, it does definitely bring in higher ROI. You just you got to make sure that you have the proper packing materials for it though, and you got to know how to ship it. You got to know how to ship it. So thank you guys for joining us today, and we'll see you next time. Thank you, everyone. Bye now. But I think I'm going to repaint it because I don't like the paint job. I don't like the paint job. And, you know me, I like painting little ceramic stuff. That's something you morning. So I'm an early bird. I'm surprised my early bird child is not up yet. He's usually up around the same time I am. They're meant to be painted, so if you touch it up, you're painting it. It's fine. So I thought these were so cute. You got your gear underneath or what?
Oh, it takes me like 5 minutes.
Okay.
That's probably when you were asking.
There it is. Miss Joan Rivers. Sweet. Nice.